Hey guys, welcome to a video of Star Trek Alien Domain. So this is a game that I have been playing for on and off for the past couple of weeks, and I just got it working on my mobile device. It actually took some research. A lot of my friends were like, oh, it's a web only game. I have to play from my PC. But I have found the workaround. And first thing I want to say is I highly, highly, highly suggest you play this from your PC. It looks so much more beautiful on a much larger screen. As you can tell, all these icons are bunched together. It does not look that way on a PC. It is more of a single row of icons. And so first thing I want to tell you is the way I got this to run, because it is Flash enabled and most web browsers don't run Adobe Flash. You have to download a internet browser such as Puffin. I use Puffin. If you go to your app store, it's for free. You just type in the word Puffin and it comes up, and you go to this website, or do a search for it. It's pretty simple. It's just Star Trek Alien Domain. Make sure you do not go to Star Trek Alien Domain Incursion. That is the second game. I still suggest that game is a great game as well, but I think this does a really good job of giving you a foundation of how the game works, because there's so much to this game and so much to understand. That is the feedback I've been hearing from some other people that I refer this game to, but they are loving the game so far. So highly suggest that. Plus the tutorial on Domain is, I think I'm still in it and I'm 2 hours in, so it's pretty lengthy. But this is Star Trek Alien Domain. It is basically the Federation versus the Klingons get sucked into fluidic space by species 8472, and you're trying to find out why you were dragged into the region at the same time of you started a mini war against the Klingons. And so it's got a really good background story to it. I really love this game a lot. I'm just gonna take this time to show you guys some really brief aspects of the game, because like I said, there is a lot of content here, and I will create other videos that go more deeper into this kind of game. But you're going to see a lot of similarities between this game and Star Trek Fleet Command. Keep in mind, this game has been out for about 10 years. At first, I thought it was 6 years, and in the global chat of this game, by the way, do not use. If you're going to go into chat, go into the second game, Domain. That chat has been fixed a lot. This one is incredibly slow. But when I went into the chat, the beta testers that were still playing this game said they were beta testing 10 years ago. So this game has been around for a very long time. So you start off on a planet, and so the premise is you're stuck in fluidic space. You need to build a mini Starfleet. And so you have to start producing resources, making ships, doing research, things that are going to be specific to fluidic space. And so the first thing I want to point out is the building in the center of your outpost is the energy station. This is a little bit different than Fleet Command. The energy station supplies energy to all of the buildings in your outpost to make sure that they can run. And so there's an element here of where you have to balance your power outflow and however much power you're creating. So that took some balancing, but it wasn't that difficult at all. And so over here, we are going to have metal factories, the metal storage. That's metal is going to be a very basic element in this game, as is crystal, and as is, let's see, Synergen. That's more of like a currency. So this is your basic base. From what I can tell, it cannot be rated. However, your colonies can. So in this game, you actually research ways to terraform and you create colonies. And so when I click on the colony that I created, It looks very similar. You build up the same amount of buildings. However, your colony, and keep in mind your colony is actually producing more resources for you too. You have ways to defend your colony. So you have all of these satellites, which I have 3 of them in orbit, waiting for anyone trying to prey on my colony to defend it, which is a lot of fun. So I have basically 2 bases running, supplying materials for whatever I need. And upgrade that. Perfect. Both of them are going to take about 3 hours, so I'm glad I'm getting that done now and getting it started. So you have these bases, and you kind of start with that. Then there's a whole component of your fleet. And let me go up to the starbase, or the starport. Actually, I think I actually have to go back to my home base. My shipyard. So at your shipyard, it's where you are going to research the ships that you want to use. And you start off with a Saber class ship. Sabers are nothing that special. They help you in the beginning of the game, but then what they're really good for is there's events where you have to do a PvP raid. And in PvP, your ships actually get totally destroyed. What I do is I just throw a bunch of sabers in there and just blow them up, and I take my good ships out of my fleet. Then there is the Steamrunner, the Akira, the Old Style Constitution, the Defiant. I'm on the Zephyr, and I'm working on the Huron, which I'm a little nervous about because it looks like it's a little old saber that's been refit. But here you are going to research your ships. Once your ships are fully researched, if they get destroyed, you can easily just rebuild them. It's no big deal. The problem is, and this is one of my problems, is what happens when you get a ship from an event you haven't researched, such as my Galaxy class. I haven't risked this one at all. I have a feeling I cannot rebuild the ship. And so I've been like, okay, I'm gonna just sit back from that. Same thing with my Star Drifter. This ship I love a lot, and I've armed it up to the teeth. As you can see on your ships, you can arm it with special weapons, and you have to upgrade those weapons, and then you apply crew members to boost the strength of those ships. And I will definitely go over all of that on another video. The one thing I do is I keep my most durable ship in the front. That's why my Star Drifter is right there. And I'll show you a battle of why I do that. It's because I've armed it with, let me pull this up here. I've armed it with a quantum shield. So it has extra shielding on that vessel for if anything were to happen. And so it can take a lot of punishment. So those are the ships. That's the base. You collect your resources, and let's go to the system here. So I'm in system 6.1.0, and just to kind of show you how this works is this took me a little bit of figuring out, because there's different layers to these systems that you wouldn't really realize in the beginning. At least I didn't. So I started off in the Nordi system, and I put my colony in the Ostri system. Then you go to Yerd, Westri, and I'm in Acer. So I've been exploring this system quite a bit. You start up here, and you move on down through here, and then up here, and then I'm back right there. So when you when you get to a new system, you're going to click Explore. That's going to start a fight. And it's fun. What I like about it is you can use your own weapons. You're going to see on the middle bottom, I have special weapons. I have a shield regenerator, which I use on my ship when its shields are coming down, and another offensive weapon. So you can use those. Those are going to be part of the research in the research center that you're going to be doing on offense. I don't know what that was. And then you see this floating question mark that's all green. So these are also a submission. And so that's Klingon. So let's see how strong this attack party is. It's a little too strong. It's got several good warships in it. I'm just going to skip it for now, and I'll come back to it when I have a stronger force. But then after you destroy, for me, I destroyed 6.8.0. And you enter into the rift. There's a whole other system in here. So you see all these planets. Some of these planets can be colonized and have colonies on them. And they could be Federation or they could be Klingon. You want to take a look and see if there's any defense satellites in orbit, and take a look and see if you can take that on and raid it. Once you raid something, very much like everything else, you fill up your cargo hold and you have to get back to base to drop it off. So over here is a scanner. So you can scan for debris and try to do a salvage operation. And nothing was nearby. So I'm going to go back through the wormhole and continue on my way to 6.9.0. So that is going to be basically how it kind of works. I will show you guys what the Armada's doing. There's also a huge boss fight that you're gonna die, but everyone in the whole game is trying to fight this boss to take him down. You get rewards. The nice thing I like about this game is it gives so much free rewards, so much free stuff. And I mean, you can get away with not spending anything in this game. I think I've spent money on VIP. Oh god, I got a lot of rewards there. And that's also another side mission. I spent money on getting VIP. There's a daily login calendar. There's like an hourly login calendar. There is so much stuff to do in this game for free. And what I would challenge everyone on is go and check it out. Jump into any server that you want. That's the other nice thing, is you can play with your friends. You can choose a server that you're going into, and it changes every time. So you don't have to go into the same server every time. You can switch it up. Like let's say you're getting bullied by someone and you don't want to go back into that server, you don't have to go back into that server. You can go to another server, which I really like about this game. Based on how much money they don't make on this game, from what I can tell, I mean, I assume they're making quite a bit of money because they've been doing it for 10 years and they're doing a very good job at it. They could be charging a lot more for this game, and they're not. The other thing too is when I talked on Global Chat a lot with the beta testers, they had really good things to say about the developers. Now, I'm not saying that these are the best people on the planet, but everything I've seen so far doesn't look like they're trying to take advantage of their player base. So I would say the way it looks, definitely jump on a PC, load it up, start playing with it, and see if you like it. I will post a link for Star Trek Alien Domain in the comments below. But if you like this video, please comment. If you've played it, if you've been playing it, I would love to hear your feedback, especially about the developers, the community. It's definitely a game I'm going to be playing a little bit more in the future. But definitely click like, subscribe, and take care of one another. And I will talk to you guys soon.